Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Mr. Irman. My name is Nurul Fazra binti Ibrahim and I am delighted to present the language art activities that I developed for Task 1. Okay, so this presentation serves as Task 2 under the course Developing Language Through Language Art, TSLB2102R. To begin, I have designed two activities, one focusing on receptive skill, which is reading, and another one productive skills, which is writing. So these activities are not only aligned with the CEFR and KSSR, but also reflect the values emphasized in the personal development, curriculum and assessment for character building, PCDL. Okay, moreover, each activity incorporates both digital and non-digital materials, demonstrating an interactive and inclusive approach. So in the next slide, I will walk you through the instructional steps, justifications, learning outcomes, and moral values, and also tools that use for each activity. Okay, to start with, the first activity is titled Puzzle Tale, which is sequencing events, and it is built upon the well-known Malaysian folk tales, which is Puteri Gunung Ledang. So this receptive reading activity allows students to enhance their comprehension skills, especially in identifying and sequencing story events. At the same time, it exposes them to traditional Malaysian literature while highlighting key moral values such as sacrifice, humility, and wisdom. So through engaging storytelling and thoughtful sequencing, pupils are encouraged to think critically about character actions and consequences. Okay, we continue. For the digital component, I create an interactive word wall, which is drag and drop game. So this game presents six major events from the folk tale, Puteri Gunung Ledang, and students must arrange them in the correct order. So this gamified activity not only enhance engagement but also reinforce logical sequencing and narrative understanding. Additionally, the immediate feedback provided by word wall supports self-directed learning and encourage independent correction. So overall, for this part, word wall adds an enjoyable layer of interaction while keeping students focused on the plot structure. Okay, next, to complement the digital activity, I also designed a printed worksheet which is included as Appendix A. So in this worksheet, students are asked to number six story events in the correct sequence, rewrite the events in complete sentences, reflect on two moral questions such as why did the princess assign impossible tasks, and what lesson can we learn from this story? Okay, so this does provide an opportunity for pupils to develop their written responses while reflecting on the deeper meaning of the story. So, for the worksheet, you can refer from this slide. Okay, so for justification of activity 1, this activity is directly aligned with CEFR level A2 descriptors, particularly the ability to understand and sequence events in a simple narrative. Furthermore, it supports KSSR Year 5 Reading Content Standard 3.2.2, which emphasize sequencing of story events. So in terms of value, students also learn that being overly ambitious or selfish can lead to consequences. Detail encourage reflection, responsibility, and empathy, which are essential traits for personal development. Thus, this activity not only supports language growth but also nurtures ethical thinking in line with program learning outcome 5. Okay, next, step to implement activity 1. So, to implement this activity, I will follow a 5-step sequence, which is number 1 is pre-reading discussion. So, to activate prior knowledge with a question like, who has heard the story of Puteri Gunung Ledang? Okay, and the second is story presentation, which is we can show a digital flipbook or story visual that were attached in Appendix A, for example. Okay, and the third is a word wall game. For this part, we let students sequence events using the drag and drop tool. And the fourth is a worksheet activity, which is we guide pupils in completing the paper worksheet. And the last one is reflection and sharing, which is we lead the pupils to a discussion about the moral values within the story that they get. Okay, and this structured approach allows students to move from understand to application and reflection. Okay, next, the second activity focuses on productive writing skills and is titled as Our Classroom Rules Poems. So, the aim of this activity is to develop writing fluency, rhyme awareness, and moral expression through poetry. So, pupils are invited to write a 4-line rhyming poem based on their classroom rules and expectation. So this not only reinforce their English vocabulary but also helps internalize important values like respect, responsibility, and teamwork. Okay, so once students complete their poems, they can share them on a Lino board, which is a digital sticky notes, as we can see here. So for this Lino board, for the teacher, they can put an instruction and the example of the poems as an induction or guided. And then for the students, they can share their opinions or poems using the sticky notes. They can add text, image, or emojis to personalize their posts. And they are also encouraged to read and leave positive feedback on their peers' work, thereby promoting a sense of collaboration, appreciation, and digital confidence. So by using Lino, provides a creative outlet and makes each student's voice visible and celebrated. Okay, so for non-digital material, to support diverse learners, I prepared two worksheet versions, which can be found in Appendix B, which is this, as we can see here, is open writing prompt. This one is specifically for advanced learners, which is they can write freely their opinion or their poems or their works. Okay, so for this one is guided writing template, worksheet, which is for pupils needing support with sentence starters such as in my class we always, and then they add their own sentences, short sentences. And in addition, the worksheet includes an extension task where pupils can draw their ideal classroom. So for this part, this engage visual learners and adds a fun, expressive component to the task. Okay, so we continue for justification of activity 2. This poetry writing task supports CFR writing A2, where learners write simple text about familiar topics. It is also aligns with KSSR writing content standard 4.3.1 to produce simple creative writing. So for the activity, encourage self-expression, build confidence in using rhyme, and reinforce classroom norms in an enjoyable way. So most importantly, it cultivates values like kindness, cooperation, and respect, which are core to both character education and language development. Okay, so for implementation for activity 2, I will begin by sharing model poems with the class and followed by a brainstorming session on classroom rules. Then student will then choose either the open or guided worksheet depending on their level. And then after writing, they would publish their poems on the Lino board, where they also engage with peer submissions. So the lesson concludes with a reflective discussion on why these rules are important for a healthy classroom environment. Okay, so from these two activities that I have designed, moral values across these activities, both of these language art activities are rich in moral and ethical learning opportunities, which is in Puteri Gunung Ledang. Students can reflect on the values of humility, sacrifice, and self-awareness. And in the poetry task, they express positive behaviors like sharing, respecting others, and keeping the classroom safe. And these values are naturally embedded within the task, so making language arts a powerful medium for character development. Okay, so in both activities, I made effective use of educational technology to support engagement. The first one is AnyFlip, for storytelling presentation. The second one, I use word wall. This one for interactive sequencing, gamified online game for education. And the third one is Canva for visuals and poetry design. And the fourth one is Lino board, which is digital publishing that students can use to share their poems and can create peers discussion from that. So these tools foster digital literacy, creative and communication skills, meeting KMK5 and enriching the overall learning experience. Okay, so while planning, I anticipated a few challenges, which is some pupils may feel intimidated by poetry writing, while others may lack access to digital devices. So to overcome this, I provide differentiated worksheets, allow offline completion of tasks, and encourage peer collaboration. So this step ensure that all pupils, regardless of level or access, are included and supported. Okay, so last but not least, for reflection, this project has taught me that language arts not merely about learning English, but also about building confidence, values, and self-awareness. So by designing and implementing these two activities, I gain valuable insights into inclusive lesson planning, differentiated instruction, and the power of integrating literature with life lessons. So this experience has strengthened my both, which is my pedagogical skills and professional identity as a future teacher. So in conclusion, the two language arts activities, which is the first one is puzzle kill, sequencing events and our classroom rule poems. The second activity demonstrate a balanced, creative, and values-driven approach to teaching English. And I think they are well aligned with CFR, KSSR, and the PCBL framework, and they promote deep learning through both literacy and character building. With the integration of digital tools and careful differentiation, these tasks are suitable for all learners and highly adaptable. Thank you very much for watching and listening to my presentation. Assalamualaikum and goodbye.